Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Karen Slowinski. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Northeast Ohio. Today I'm going to be showing you a postage stamp layout featuring watercolor pencils. I have to tell you that I was inspired by my upline, Dina Rico, when she did a layout using the Posted For You bundle. I'm going to show you that bundle. This is the Posted For You stamp set, and it is paired with this postage size punch. It's not actually postage size because it's pretty big. There's also a Festive Post stamp set, which is in our August to December mini catalog, which also coordinates it with this. But what I want to show you is that you can use this postage punch with lots of stamps that you may already own. So tonight I'm going to feature the Four Season Floral. Now this is a great stamp set, and you're not going to find it in our regular catalog. It's actually in our beginner brochure, and it's a wonderful stamp set for beginners because it has something for all the seasons. It's got some great little sentiments, and it's extremely versatile. So we're going to be using this stamp set today. This is the card that we're going to be making. Isn't that adorable? Oh, can't wait to show you how to do this. So I'm just going to set that out of the way. So we are going to start out. I have just a scrap of Whisper white paper, and we are going to use Memento black ink. We're going to ink up our stamp and stamp that right there. All right, set that aside. Close up the ink. Actually, I think before I get too far, I'm going to take this little punched colored paper. I used an assortment of DSP, and I'm going to just stamp my greeting. That way I can put my ink away. So I'm just going to go ahead and stamp my greeting. I'm going to make a happy birthday card right there, smack dab in the middle. All right, now I can put my ink away, and I don't have to worry about that. All right, so next what we want to do is color this image. So Stampin' Up! Has 2 packs of watercolor pencils. Here are the colors in this one. It has 13, and then this is their second assortment, and you can see the colors that they have here. This has 10 more colors. So I'm going to be using pencils from both of these sets, and I'm also going to be using a blender pen. So this is the blender pen, and it's the same on both ends. Comes in a pack of 3. So we're going to start out, and we're going to use our colors. So I have chosen a granny apple green and a garden green, and we're going to start out by coloring in our leaves. Now you don't have to be very fussy about this. You can just color. You don't even have to be all the way to the edge because you're going to see the magic when we use our blender pens. So I'm just going to add some color, and then I'm going to add a little depth of color closer in and where the veins are. And we're just coloring, and you kind of want to use the side of your pencil. You don't want to press down really on the tip of it, but you're just going to add some color here. All right, so I'm going to take this blender pen, and what you do is just what it says. You blend it out, and you're going to see you're going to get beautiful blended color, and it's very, very easy. So I'm going to keep blending out color. You can take it out to the edges. All right, so now I am just going to take this and I'm going to rub it out until it goes clear. See that? It looks perfect. So let's color our flowers. I'm going to take, this is my Daffodil Delight, and then I've got a little bit of crushed curry that I'm going to add for my depth. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to color in my flowers. And once again, you don't have to be very precise at this point because our blender pens are going to do the magic. I'm going to just color all that. I'm going to add some depth with my crushed curry. So we're going to maybe add some darker tones here, maybe here with this petal. where it's folded up. Just add a little bit of tones in here. Maybe a little bit there. Okay. Then I'm going to take my Melon Mambo and I'm going to color, my other flower here. And we're just going to add that, and then I have some cherry cobbler. So we're going to add our depth of color with the cherry cobbler. We're going to do some more in the middle, more there. And then you're ready for the magic. Let's add our blending brush to this mix, and we're just going to smooth out the color. Look how beautiful that makes it. It takes your coloring that was fast and easy and smooths it out, blends those colors so nicely, and makes you look like you're an artist without really having to work too hard at it. So I'm going to continue blending this out. Okay, there we go. That looks good, and then I'm going to clean this off, and then we're going to do the same thing with our red flower, or pink flower, I should say. And see how it just takes all those pencil lines and makes them dissipate, smooths it out. And if you wanted to go back and add some more depth of color after you did all this initial blending, you could do that. Sometimes you have to wait a little bit for it to dry from this blender pen. But I think that looks pretty good. And I'm just going to go ahead and clean off my tip. Now the only thing I'm going to do now, I see that there's a little bit of a gap between my two flowers. So I'm just going to go ahead and add just a little bit of green there so it's not stark white. And once again, I will do a little bit of blending and clean off my tip. Okay, so now we are ready to use our punch. So we're going to open up our punch, and then I like to do this upside down. Here, let me hold it with this hand. And then we are just going to position this in here. It fits so nicely. I said it wasn't designed, oops, I just moved it. It wasn't designed for this stamp set, but you're going to find that there's a lot of stamps that you have that will work. And so we have our design. All right, so what I've also done is I've cut out a bunch of papers, and I wanted this to be a nice and bright, happy card. So I've got a bunch of little papers I've done for my 6-inch designer papers. And then I have a few pieces that were left over from when I did my first card. So we are going to assemble our card. So I have a piece of gray granite, and I have a gray granite base. So we might as well go ahead and get that base folded. So this is a 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper that I've cut in half. And then I'm going to use my bone folder, and I have my card base. And then this piece is a 4 by 5 1/4. So what I like to do is try to get my stuff in position. And until I really know for certain how I want it to be, I am just going to put a tiny bit of adhesive on here and kind of just position this where I think I want it on my card. So I want it about there. That is just going to be temporary. It's going to help us get everything else in place. And then when we're done, we're going to take that off and we're going to pop it up. So now this is where you just play around with your pieces. Now I've already kind of played around and I know where I want my pieces. So I'm going to start adhering them. I'm going to start up here in the top, and I'm going to introduce this Melon Mambo piece, and I'm just going to line it up, and it's going to hang off the edge, and that's what we want. We're going to be trimming this down at the end. And then I have another piece here which has got this wood grain, so I'm going to add some adhesive here, and I'm going to put this going in that same direction as I have the Melon Mambo piece, and it's going to go there. All right, then I have this blue piece, which has got some text on it. So you do want to make sure that you have this in the right orientation. And we're going to stick that. So it's going to come down a little bit. All right. And then we're going to have our happy birthday greeting. And this one is going to go below the blue. And it's going to hang off to the side. Position that. And then let's take our green piece here. This is going to go up in the corner. So I think what I'm going to do here is put my adhesive on my card base. And I am going to, I'm going to position it this way. Just to make sure that it goes off the corner. All right, we have a little bit of blue that's going to hang off this edge. So there I'm putting my adhesive. Make sure. I'm just trying to give about the same amount of gap between all of my little pieces. And then this last one is going to go in this corner. So again, I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive there and position this. All right. That looks fabulous. Then I'm going to take this off, just gently peel that off, and I'm going to add some dimensionals. So we want to pop our focal floral piece up. So I'm going to add 2 dimensionals there and there. Okay, peel off my backings. And we're going to pop this up. All right, make sure everything is stuck down. And then we're going to turn this over, and you can just simply use that guide, or that paper as a guide, and chop those off. Now you could save these little bits if you're going to be making quite a few cards. Sometimes those little bits come in handy. In fact, I had used some when I did my first card, and I just saved the bigger ones. The little ones, maybe not as much. And this is a great way to use up leftover, scraps of pieces. And there we have this piece, and it's all trimmed, ready to go. So we're going to turn, actually before we turn that over, I'm going to show you another little trick. We are going to make, you see this ribbon, this knot here? I'm going to show you a cute little trick on how to make that. So I have my gray granite. This is a shimmer ribbon, and it's beautiful. So I like to use a Sharpie marker. It's got a nice tapered end. So you take your ribbon, and then you're going to tie a knot onto your pen. And you just want to leave enough so that you've got space to tie your knot, and then wrap it around the underside of your card. So make a nice tight pull on your ribbon and slide it off. And then you end up with this, as you can see, this loop. So then all you have to do is take your little snips, and you're going to snip it at a diagonal, and you've got instant knot. And it's really easy. Sometimes, tying a knot can be just so hard when you don't have an extra set of hands. So then all I have to do are take my glue dots, and I'm going to put a glue dot on this end. Oh, if I drop it, that's a little bit slippery, that shimmer ribbon. Okay. Oh, it did not pick it up. Okay, and then I'm going to position that up here at the top of my card. I'm going to turn it to the back, and then I know I've got this. I can trim this off here. Add another glue dot to the back of this one. Oh, does not want to come off. And then all I have to do is wrap that around to the back. And then it's easy to do, and it's conserving on ribbon. All right, now we are ready to pop this up onto our card base. So we're going to add some dimensionals. And I think I'm going to do one on the four corners. I'm going to do one on this long side. And because I do not want it to sag, I'm going to put one over on the short side. All right, we're ready to stick this down, peel off our backings. And our card is almost done. So this is really a fun thing to do with this postage punch. And you can do all kinds of layouts with this. So I'm going to just get this stuck down. There we go, we have a card. So I wanted to show you some other layouts that I have done with this. And I used this card here. I used the Festive Post to do this little car with the tree on it. This is also, let me just show you that again. This is this stripe. You could use this for your Halloween stuff with the, you know, October 31st, but it's also like a candy cane kind of thing. So I did that one, and I just put that on a strip of paper and made that into my focal point of my card. Added a ribbon. Merry Christmas. This is super, super simple. Very, very cute card. Here is another one where I did use the press on, and I used the papers that are all these wood tones. So it's a very natural looking card. This would be great to give to anybody, but sometimes we struggle to give cards that are nice for men. So this would be a great one. And I've just kind of built this up. I kind of went, you know, almost filling up my whole card with my postage stamps on this one. And then here is another one, also a very good one for the guys. Not as many pieces on this one, but instead of using different colored papers, I chose to do textures. So I did some of my different embossing folders on 3 of my little postage punches. And then I added my ribbon across the top. So here you can see all kinds of ideas using that postage stamp and the punch. And look at your stamp sets and see what you have out there. I bet there's things that you could use. This is fast and easy. I hope that you liked this video tonight, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up and share it. It helps me to grow my business. And if you do want to place an order, I do appreciate your business so much. Here's my current host code. You always get nice rewards from me. And if you have any questions, just contact me. And details of this cards will be in my blog post, thepowerofacard.blogspot.com. Thanks for watching.